Hello, and a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 6 of Magic Connections. My name is Andrew Lee. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to this video. Now, if you missed out on the previous episodes, you can head over to my YouTube channel and check out these other videos. In a world full of reality TV and blockbuster entertainment, Bizzaro, the optical illusionist, strive to prove that normal is just setting on a dryer. Bizzaro's magic has been seen in over dozens of countries, has appeared on Fox, NBC's America's Got Talent, CW Masters of Illusions, and the Travel Channelís Extreme Conventions. He is a regular performer at the famed Magic Castle in Hollywood, California. He also creates original magic that is sold across the world. His creations have been seen on TV shows such as Ellen, Magic for Humans on Netflix, The Late Late Show, The Carbanaro Effect, The Wizard Wars on Syfy. He also specializes in fabricating magic for entertainers including David Copperfield and Gallagher. And he is also a creative director and lecturer. Ladies and gentlemen, please send some love, share this post, and welcome Bizzaro. And you are on. Hello, Bizzaro. So I mean, like you're a performer and also you're a creator. So would you consider yourself more of a performer or a creator?
It really depends on the day. There are times, I'm very fond of saying I know a little bit about a lot of things, and so
right.
When sometimes I will be out, like last year I was in Spain for a month lecturing, doing a lecture tour. So during that month I was a lecturer. Sometimes I'm in like a venue for 3 months performing in a variety show, so that I'm a performer.
Wow.
Sometimes I'm consulting on a TV show for like 6 weeks. So it just depends. Right now I would say that I'm definitely doing more construction and building than I am performing. Mm-hmm. Obviously, right. Like most people. But I'm focusing right now on the building and the escape rooms and things like that, because that's where the most traction is, I guess. And if somebody called me up and said, hey, I need you to there's a magician here in town who I will fill in for in his Vegas show, performing for him, and if he was like, hey, if we were doing shows and he was like, hey, I need you to fill in for this week, I go do that. So.
Right.
My life is very like this. It moves around a lot.
Wow. So I mean, like not all creators can perform, and not all performers can be creators. What are your thoughts on, I guess, in developing this? I mean, it's something that creating it is something that you need to learn, or something that you need to be gifted in creating magic.
Well, yes and no. It's there's just some people who get certain things. There are people who I'm very bad with numbers, like math. I'm not great with, but there are people who who are very good with numbers and math. There are some people who there's a I don't like the phrase, but it makes sense. It's called the it factor, and some people have a natural proclivity to perform,
right?
For being out there, and so I've seen people but some people have a great mind for creating and making stuff, but they just don't have that outgoing. They don't have the passion for it, so they don't nurture it, I guess would be the best thing to say. It's like some people's passion. You can tell some performers if they're doing it for the love of it or if they're doing it for the paycheck.
Right. So I mean, what comes to mind, when creating an effect? What are your thought process for them usually?
So usually it starts off with me thinking to myself, oh, wouldn't it be funny if this happened? Or wouldn't it be amazing? Or wouldn't it be magical? I always start with the effect first, what I want the audience to experience, feel, see, whatever. And sometimes it's very calculated, and sometimes it'll just hit me. I actually have a trick here I could show you that was created completely just one of those moments.
Wow.
Kind of tell you the story. So I'll show you the trick first, then I'll tell you the story.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So normally I would say, pick a card, right? But that's. Can you reach through the? Can you? Oh, never mind. So I'm just gonna run through the cards and just say stop. Yeah. All right. We'll go with that one right there. Now, just so you know, there's not some weird force or something like that. I'm gonna show the camera. And we're going to sign it so we know what it'll be the same card, and we'll sign it in a very particular. Hold on a second. Oh, well, that's not good. I need to. There we go. That's much better. Okay, so do me a favor if you would. Name like an animal, any animal that we didn't pre-show this, just any animal.
An elephant.
Perfect. Okay. I don't know how to draw an elephant, so we're just gonna do this. There we go. That is my terrible elephant, but that is your signature there. That I had no idea you were gonna say elephant, obviously, right? So, okay. So we're gonna take the cards, and I'm gonna place your card here on top. No strange, funny moves, anything like that. I'm just going to put it right there in the middle so it stays like that. And now I need my magic wand. And I will produce my magic wand from the magic cloth. Ta-da! There we go. This is my magic wand. It is much cooler than every other magic wand because it has 4 tiny magic wands on top. We call this a fork. If I broke one of these off, it would be a threek. And if I broke another one off, it would be a twerk. No, all right, never mind. So I'm going to use my magic wand to find your card. Here we go. Whew. That's very difficult. I don't think anybody appreciates how hard that part is. All right. So if we did this correctly, there should be a card. What was your card? Do you remember?
5 of diamonds with the elephant.
Yeah, it is correct. 5 of diamonds with the elephant right there. That guy.
Very cool.
Your card right there, just like that. And I would normally just give this to you as a souvenir, but I'll mail it to you. How about that?
I'll take it. Yeah, 5 of diamonds. Thank you Wow, so cool.
So the story behind that, I was sitting at a restaurant with a friend of mine, and I was just leaning on the table, just waiting on our food. And I'm looking at it, we were sessioning, and I'm looking at the cards, and I'm looking at the fork, and I'm looking, and I go, it'd be really funny. And I can just take this thing, bam, and find your card.
Wow.
And so I went home and figured it out. And that's my creative process. I just look at 2 things and go, hey, you know what? This would be really funny if this happened.
But what tip would you give magicians? That like most magicians would have an effect that they want to achieve a certain an effect, and then they don't have the methods and means of doing it. Of course, during that time, it takes a lot of thought process. It takes a lot of time, thinking of the method of how it's done.
Research and development. It takes a lot of research and development. Yeah, I have a whole lecture on creativity, and I even have notes on it. And anybody who's watching this is welcome to reach out to me, and I will send you my creativity notes for free if you want to read them. And one of the things I talk about in there is learning about the world outside of magic. There's so many cool things that exist that magic doesn't offer. And so by learning all these different, learning and also just seeing things. Like I go into hardware stores and pet stores. I don't even have a pet, but I'll go look in pet stores. I look in craft stores. I look in all of this stuff, and I see what's out there. And I've created a lot of things just by sitting there going, oh, right, this looks like this. Hey, that gives me an idea. But when you're trying to create something, there is no formula for creating. Like I can't just be like, here, do this and this and this, and that's how you do it. There is no formula. But you can do like little exercises, like go buy random, like the show Wizard Wars. We had to take normal everyday items and make magic with stuff that wasn't magical, and that's actually a great exercise for any magician. Is go to a dollar store, go buy a bunch of random things and try to make magic with it, and that'll get your brain kind of thinking about how to make this stuff without relying on, oh, I'll just take some linking rings and some cups and balls. Like it helps you stay away from the normal trappings of magic. But yeah, it's really just don't get you're gonna get frustrated when you're trying to make stuff, but be persistent, stick with it, and ask around. If you don't know something, there's plenty of people out there who know stuff and can tell you if something's been done, if there's a good method for it, if there's a better method for it. It's about being willing. It's really about being willing. Be willing to fail, because you learn a lot by failing, and I have failed a lot.
Thank you so much, Bizzaro. You guys, that's all from us today. You guys have more questions, feel free to ask. Leave a comment down below, share this live stream, and we will see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much, and see you guys.